Yo, what's the deal? You got along with the Six Kimpo here to do a video about initiative. Some are born with it, some are not. I'm one of the individuals. I feel like I was born with initiative. In my upbringing, it was never a situation where you can look to someone else and say, did you do this? Or can you explain this to me? I was raised in a kind of environment where I either knew or I didn't have the answer and I had to find it. So, as an adult, I find it very challenging to live in a world of people who do not possess initiative. Um, I think that's fine and dandy, if you grew up that way. However, in most cases and situations, you have to pick up the slack of people who just don't have it. So, I decided to do a video today to hopefully lighten the load of people who were born and raised in the same situation as I have. I deal with, well, let me just say, let me make this comparison so that everybody can get it. When I go to the gym, I may go and I may work out with specific weights and do different things with them. I may take them, I never take them across the gym like you'll see some people will. They'll invent new homes for the equipment. I may take, a dumbbell over to an area where I can work out. And then as soon as I'm done, I'll return it to the place where it's supposed to be. For some reason, there is a large quantity of people who don't quite understand that concept. They'll pick up equipment and move it across the gym and leave it, thinking, and I understand the mentality because this is how fucking thin they're and arrogant that they can be, is that I'm going to take it across the gym and they have staff that will take care of that. However, not thinking of the fact of we're in a recession, they may be understaffed, so that means another person, such as myself, who pays a membership fee just like anyone else, may have to go across the gym to retrieve the shit they done left on the other side. I consider that to be arrogant. I consider them to not have the initiative or the upbringing, when being brought up to do something very simplistic, like return the shit where you got it from. How hard is that? Like if I'm working out at the gym, I'll actually, if I see, if I'm working out with two different weights and I see another one, why not just grab it and return it? Somebody may need that. It doesn't do anything. I'm in the gym to work out anyway. It doesn't hurt me to pick up another 25, 45 pounds. What is the big deal? Who entitles you to that? And what it really boils down to is you didn't have the training when you were being raised to be self-sufficient like that and to be respectful of others in your environment. And so I really wanted to do this video because, I find like, a lot of people in their jobs nowadays, we're in a recession, bosses aren't treating you the same way, you're not getting raises, we're getting treated like shit. I mean, the list just goes on, and everyone in some way or form or shape is being affected by this. So to me, like the easiest thing to do to me would just be to take more initiative. Do more things yourself. Stop putting the burden of your inability to handle your own shit and put it on somebody else to lighten the load on everybody else. So I'm here to talk about an experiences that I've had in a job where I work with insurance and I work with group policies. And I understand that this is a wonderful benefit. I'm sure that everyone has had their share of experiences with something with their medical insurance not going quite right. Okay, no system is perfect. Medical insurance is here to make money. I haven't lost that concept. However, it is a benefit that you're entitled to. And you're lucky that you don't have to pay a doctor in cash because nobody, I don't think, has enough money to do that. So, when you're dealing with your health insurance is a carrier that is helping you pay for the hospital. They don't have to cover everything. You may think, it may be in your mind that, oh, the health insurance, they work with the doctors, so it's all one thing and they'll just cover everything. This is not the case. You have to know what your policy carries. You have to know what it covers. You need to know who you have your insurance through. A lot of people have their insurance through a company. This is a benefit entitled to you. They're not going to cover everything. The company is not going to give you what you want. It's their fucking policy. So for you to sit up here and think, oh, this this insurance policy, it should cover at least this, bitch, get your own individual policy and see how much that shit costs. Then complain about, oh, my job doesn't cover this, or this insurance isn't good. When you have a group policy, your group policy is controlled by your employer. So your employer dictates what will be covered. It's not the insurance company. The insurance company gives two shits. It's your employer that regulates how much your deductible is, what your premium is. The insurance company has nothing to do with that. They cover it. They say, well, here, we're going to cover this, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and whatever your premium is, this is how much you can charge them, but this is how much we want. So if you're to be mad at anybody on a group policy, don't call your insurance company showing your ass. It has nothing to do with your insurance company. It has everything to do with your job if you have a group policy. If you have an individual policy, kudos for you. But I felt like I really need to do this video because a lot of people are just really ignorant. And they feel like, oh, insurance is supposed to cover everything. Especially if you need to use your insurance every 5 minutes of the day. So if you're one of those people and you want to get on a group policy because you know it's cheaper, but then you want to go to the hospital every other day, who do you think is keeping your premiums low? The people that don't. So how fucking disrespectful is that? For you to call and complain and nag and da-da-da-da, and you're the reason why the benefits are so fucking bad. Because you keep going to the fucking hospital and you want everything covered while you pay your $100 and something premium and you're costing the insurance company $30,000 a month or $30,000 a year. Your fucking $100 does not put a dent in what everyone else has to do in order to keep your premiums nice and low. So it's such an inconvenience when you're not covered for something. Here's an idea. Why don't you go out and price how much your premium would be if you tried to have an individual policy? There's a fucking thought. How about that? You can't tell, it's a little aggravating for people who work in the industry to deal with somebody like this who hasn't even taken somebody who goes to the hospital all the time. I deal with individuals like this all the time who go to the hospital all the time, needs something done in the hospital every couple weeks or couple days, and didn't even take the initiative to read their fucking policy. They expect to call in to insurance carrier and have it explained to them like they're 2 years old. This is the epitome of a trifling ass person. And it's aggravating as all hell. So, eventually, who do you think all of this is going to affect? Everyone else. Because everyone else carries all of these individuals instead of them taking the initiative to either pay for their own premium, add to their premium, get an individual policy. These individuals are always looking for a group policy to carry them. And I'm not going to say all individuals are like this, but the vast majority of people that I speak to do not read their benefits. They never check on a website. And they always want things to be explained to them. And never have I just had somebody who just knows what the fuck they're talking about because they've researched it and have that legitimacy. You know what I mean? As far as people who are aggravating. You know what I mean? But I just had to do this video because I just think that I've come into contact with so many people that it just raises my awareness of how people are. It's really, really sad. Does anyone possess initiative anymore? Does anyone do what's necessary in order to make something happen themselves? Or are they always looking for somebody else? Oh, can you do this? Or the expectation of, hey, you're supposed to do this for me. Nobody is going to do this for you. Nobody is going to live your life, tell you how to live. You need to do that as an individual. Stop looking to other people. Stop looking for other people to carry you and do this and do that. I mean, you need to have initiative yourself. Along with the 6 employed, 2 fingers, and I'm out.